Time for some history, Doug.
Yeah, so that was a tune, wasn't it? Bobby
Yeah,
Darin.
Bobby Darin.
Darren. How are we saying it?
Dern. I'm saying Dern. That's how I pronounce Dern as well.
Beyond the sea. Darren. Yeah, let's go with that.
But yeah, Beyond the Sea, Bobby Darin.
Yeah.
Bobby Darn.
Bobby Darn.
Bobby Darn, though.
Wee Bobby Darn.
That's Beyond the Sea, which is in the film Aviator.
Okay, I don't think I've ever seen Aviator.
Oh, it's fucking great.
Yeah.
What's his name? The one everyone loves.
Go on.
Scorsese's dude. I think it's a Scorsese film, maybe.
Oh, really?
Leonardo. Leo.
Was it Leo?
He's the nutty guy who invents, do you remember that plane, Spruce Goose?
Yeah.
Like really lightweight but massive plane.
Yeah, huge plane. Big
That's
boy.
in that film, and they play this song.
And
that's the same year.
What, of this episode?
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah,
That's
I only
actually
just put
sick.
that together when it was playing, because we're playing the relevant
Yeah.
playlist.
Playlist.
So it's Aviator days.
If people can't guess, we're doing another, obviously, 20th century episode then.
Yeah.
If we're listening to playlists,
Yeah.
it's not like we can pull up...
Oh, Greensleeves.
Although, like the Napoleon episode, we could have pulled up Tchaikovsky and shit.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I'm saying? Which I think we did. Yeah.
Like, see this one?
Yeah.
This is the one that is about Napoleon.
Yeah, exactly. So, let's talk about this week's episode. This week we're doing a bit of a touchy subject, bro. Especially with what's going on in the news at the moment. But that's what I thought it appropriate to do, bro.
Yeah.
So we're doing November 30th, 1947. Good year for tunes. Great year for tunes.
Yeah, unreal year for tunes.
Terrible year. Absolutely terrible year for geopolitics, bruv.
Yeah, so this is like divvying up the states sort of time.
Yeah, because World War II's just finished. So everything's getting fucked around with that, bruv.
Yeah.
We're going with November 30th, 1947. The Civil War begins in mandatory Palestine, cuz. So the real bad juju going on. I don't mean juju in that sort of way either.
Oh no. Alright, anyway, turn it off, we'll start again. The juju, a reference to hoodoo culture.
Voodoo culture, reference to. But yeah, so this is where the sort of hot mess going on in the Middle East and the Holy Land nowadays.
Yeah, got like this is the whole everything.
Yeah.
How the Middle East got made was because it was the middle of like the Soviet Union versus the West.
Yeah.
Like that's what that whole geopolitical area is.
It's
what was left of the Second World War.
Yeah, exactly. So like this is a hot time in history, bro. Shit's getting divvied up. Everyone's looking at Big Daddy America because he just came in and saved everyone. Bankrolled the fucking war.
IMF was invented in this year.
Did the IMF get invented this year? Of course it fucking did.
Shall we do birthdays and that first?
Yeah, 30th of November birthdays.
30th of November.
Go on.
Welcome, listener. We just kind of took straight off then.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we've got.
Oh yeah, Barrows in history, all that. Yeah.
Welcome. 970 Franco-German War.
Okay.
The Otto lifts his siege. Otto the Third, I think it was, lifts his siege on Paris.
Oh really?
Yeah, so that's like a siege retreat.
Where was he from?
Germany. He was like Holy Roman Emperor.
Oh, okay.
Otto the Third, I think it was.
Yeah, and he's coming up fucking with Paris.
Yeah, he failed a siege, basically. He was trying to get into Paris, then was like, nah, we won't really. Let's go home.
Didn't really want it.
Same thing happened with Queen Anne's War.
Okay.
Britain didn't siege Florida. They were trying to take over Pensacola, Florida from the Spanish Empire in 1707.
Oh,
so
shit.
before America was a thing.
Before they even, had an idea, but we didn't get Florida.
Like, we want Disneyland. We want Disneyland!
The Spanish flag, no.
Queen Anne was the original Disney princess.
Oh, shit. What's the name of one of them Frozen pictures? Isn't that Anne or something?
Yeah, it must be some Annes out there.
There's got to be a fucking Disney Anne.
Treaty of Paris as well, actually, talking of.
Go on.
1782. So that's like the end of the Revolutionary War sort of thing,
that's
isn't
when we were finally like, all right, you guys have it.
Yeah.
All right.
You and the French fight over it. Sucks anyway.
You don't have to pay taxes, whatever. We'll keep our tea. You can make horrible sweet tea for years and never really know how to make a real cuppa.
Yeah,
ever.
true.
They don't.
They microwave it and that, don't they? Isn't it? It's pathetic.
It is pathetic, bruv.
Crystal Palace fire, 1936.
Shit, for real.
Yeah, so that's why we've never really seen it in all its glory.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course. And that's not why we never really understood why there's a football team named after it.
But here's a deep one, bruv, and quite relevant to the episode.
Go on.
1941, so 6 years before the day we're talking about.
Do you know we're talking about shit that's happened this year? We did say birthdays, but carry on.
Oh yeah, I've got some birthdays as well.
No, carry on.
No, this isn't stuff that happened this year.
Oh,
this is
30th of November.
Yeah, this is 30th of November.
My bad.
But it's 6 years before our date.
Oh, is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Rumbala massacre in Riga.
Oh shit.
So the Einsatzgruppen rounded up like 25,000 Jews.
Oh.
Allegedly. From the Riga ghetto. And then this is what they call the Rumbala massacre. But just think, this was happening like 6 years before they had to give them a land. Like this whole idea of
who was doing
having
that?
a Jewish land.
Was it old Adolf?
Yeah.
Was it them boys?
Yeah, it was those dudes.
Those dudes.
Yeah, everyone's had a go, but they're the ones you should always that's the easy one. If it's a multiple choice, I always go for them. They're usually doing massacres in Northern Europe. Yeah, so that's like a major event, which I thought, well, no, we're going to do birthdays, aren't we?
Yeah, but no, that definitely comes into the story of why they definitely. But here's the thing: they got it before then, and it all sort of started before then.
Is it?
So everyone, that's the thing.
Oh yeah, because there was that whole newspaper that was already working towards it.
Yeah, so there's
allegedly
there's this thing, a lot of people I know, everyone always thinks, oh well, we gave them Israel after the Holocaust, but it's not true. It was before that.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, you're going to learn today.
I'm about to learn.
You're going to find out today.
Yeah, I only really know stuff that you're not allowed to say out loud about it. I went the opposite way when I looked into the history. I was like, nah, let's not just listen to what everyone's saying. Think outside the box. You know how you do when you're a historian. And that takes you on a dark road.
You got to look at every avenue, don't you?
Yeah.
You got to look at every avenue, and then suddenly,
some are just addictive,
and then suddenly you just start thinking about numbers, and you start doing maths.
Are my
you're meant to be doing
well.
history, and you start doing maths.
So you're saying it like the real way that a conspiracy guy thinks about it is like Nazis, Holocaust, 9/11.
Yeah.
But the way it actually happened in history is like basically that.
Except
the breakdown of World War II, and then
the
creation
we
of
set it up before.
The Soviet War.
We set it up beforehand to crumble into that. Almost like we pulled the right piece of Jenga a few moves ahead of some other chavvies.
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
Jenga.
It was, and it was the British Empire playing Jenga. Of course, it was.
Right, so let's do only our birthdays anyway. This is way too heavy.
Birthdays.
This is such a heavy subject.
This is going to be a hard one, bruv. 30th of November birthdays. What you got?
Oliver Winchester of Winchester's Repeating Arms.
Oh yeah.
Do you know the
the Winchester repeater. Yeah, bruv. Of course,
he was born in 1910.
Yes, King.
Mark Twain as well, another fucking American
hero. It's Mark Twain's birthday.
Yeah.
Fuck me, that's cool.
Winston Churchill as well.
It's his birthday too.
He probably comes up, doesn't he?
No.
No?
No.
Not today.
Not today. Actually, he's going to come up next week.
Busy.
He's going to come up. He's going to come up next week.
Didn't he invent Palestine
though?
Tied it all up.
No, you're sort of. He might have had something to do with it. I haven't got his name hitting down in the notes or anything. He might have done some shit.
Dick Clark's birthday. Dick Clark's Rockin' New Year's Eve.
Oh
the American old school
one. Yeah, I only know because
we're
friends actually. My missus was watching the episode the other day.
Another relevant one, bit of Woody Allen.
Oh, it's Woody Allen's birthday.
Yeah, potential paedophile and incestuous madman.
Zionist or not? Because that's a key term we've got to pick up on today as well.
Don't know. Cultural, possibly.
He might be. He's living in France though, isn't he? If he was a Zionist, surely he'd not be.
No, that's the thing. Most of the Zionists don't live there. It's weird as fuck. They're busy.
They're busy.
They're busy doing bits.
Busy IMFing.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Motherfucking IMFing around, boy. Ridley
what I meant.
Scott's birthday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Shit.
And Billy Idol.
Go on. Ridley Scott owes us a check.
Ben Stiller as well.
Ben Stiller's
Couple
birthday.
big birthdays.
This is
Gary
some big
Lineker.
birthdays. Yeah?
Yeah, Gary Lineker, the English footballer.
You mean the crisps guy?
Yeah. The longest crisp dude with the big ears.
Yeah.
Him.
Fucking
And
hell.
potentially the greatest athlete of all time, they say. Bo Jackson.
Oh, really?
He was like NFL
I thought I was going to say
and
Tyson Fury.
Major League.
Yeah? Bo Jackson. I think I know the name.
And here's another transition out of nowhere.
Go on.
That I nearly did with the year of.
Go on.
I forgot his name.
No.
Jackie Robinson.
Yeah.
Jackie Robinson just entered the Major League game in 1947.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Nice.
There's
Nice.
a little transition. Let's get
That
back
is a
to
let's-
the year.
Yeah, let's go into the year we're looking. We've been listening to some tunes from the 1947 releases.
Yeah, it's a sick year, isn't it?
It was.
Everyone's just come home from war.
Yeah. We just had Woody Guthrie on. That
Yeah,
was
Woody
fun.
Guthrie was about.
Do you know
Ella
what I mean?
Fitzgerald.
Actually probably killed a fascist and not just wrote about it on his guitar.
Yeah, possibly. Louis Armstrong.
Louis Armstrong's knocking about.
And obviously Bobby Darin, who you mentioned.
Yeah. That was the Louis Armstrong song we was listening to. It was that French one, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, La Vie en Rose.
Yeah. You
But
were
on
saying
trumpet.
like Chavis would have heard that in France when they were out there
Yeah,
during
that
the
would have
war.
been crazy, innit? They would have listened to Edith Piaf out there.
Yeah.
And do you reckon it was like word of mouth? They brought it back and they're like, you got to hear this crazy song.
No doubt.
And they were like, what, this one? And they're
That's
like, oh,
it. That's it.
getting smashed on red wine and that again. Just
Getting
with the boys.
Just getting sad and drunk about the lads you lost in
Yeah.
the forest, bro.
Just proper PTSD one out with
Yeah.
Louis on.
Yeah,
I've got a
bro.
Louis record, boys. Let's get it together.
Let's get
Send out like a telegram. A dude turns up at their house. It's those sort of times.
Yeah, definitely, man. Fucking well
Pimping
dark
was
as
heavy
shit.
back then as well, I bet.
I
It
bet
was
you
like
was sad
proper
as fuck.
pimping, big hat pimping.
Oh, it was real pimping. Like everyone was. What was the movie American Gangster? The start of that when he's real pimping. It was that shit, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's that era.
But everyone coming back from war, man. Imagine just knocking about after World War II. We're even thinking it from a fucking English or even just a Western standpoint. If we're thinking Louis Armstrong and, you know, and America and that. But what about these Chavis knocking about in fucking old Palestine and that during this time?
Yeah, true.
Jesus Christ.
Where are
ain't
they
this-
getting their hash from now?
Yeah.
Peaky blinding out here, boy.
What else you got for happening? Big events happening in 47.
Loads, bro. It's like the beginning of this era, basically.
It is, isn't it?
It's like people stopped wearing like
Well, we
really
just
high neck shirts.
we just said it was almost pretty much the beginning of music. You know,
Yeah.
Guthrie, Louis.
Yeah, so it's like the really old school blues and jazz.
Yeah,
Is just getting codified into these like sellable,
yeah, that's it.
promotable things.
Even fucking Bobby Duran.
Yeah, it's like the inspiration for the beginning of rock and roll, which is the inspiration for the
Inspiration
beginning
for
of all the MTV genres.
I'm pretty sure Sinatra's not knocking about buying it yet.
Not just yet.
Exactly. So I bet he was influenced by Duran,
Yeah,
Darren, whatever his name is.
possibly. What was he? I don't know.
But anyway, what you got for 47?
February, Italy, Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, Finland, Yugoslavia.
Yeah.
They're all making agreements in Paris over all the borders. So as we were saying,
Ooh.
this is the era of everything's getting divided up.
Yep.
Treaty of Dunkirk, so Britain and France's post-war agreement.
All right. What do we agree? You guys can be
Dunno,
rude
like,
to us
yeah.
when we come on holiday.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
Anything that we say in French isn't right. From now on, let's shake on it. No. It's a we.
but we can be like racist to you and no hard feelings, yeah?
Yeah.
You fucking
Sweet.
smelly,
Sorted.
frog
Stink.
bastards.
But yeah, 1947, Black Dahlia murder.
Oh shit!
So I wasn't going to include this because I'm a fucking historian. I don't do real crime.
True
But
crime,
it's
yeah,
like
it's
a
true.
moment of the area.
It's
of
good.
the
It's also
era.
a sick game, Melee Noir. If you ever played it,
Oh yeah, true. That is a good game.
that is a fucking good game. It's one of the only video games I ever played with a notepad. That and Red Dead Redemption 2. I had a notepad on which animals I needed for
Oh,
which
yeah, you
skins.
fucking had to copy down all the answers.
Yeah, because you had to.
Nah.
Oh, yeah, all the answers in LA Noire, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, doubt, if I got it wrong, I'd be like, no, I'm loading it again. What did I get right earlier? Doubt, true, false.
Well, you didn't have a notepad for fucking San Andreas cheats?
Oh, no, the last game I had a notepad for, then last two was probably LA Noire and Red. Yeah, you're right. Actually, no, I think I've memorised the GTA cheats after a while.
It was good because it was like circles.
Yeah, up, down,
you-
left, right,
you-
up, down, left,
yeah.
right twice, and then triangle, square, X, circle, triangle, square, X, circle.
Yeah, so it was like all the same patterns but different
Yeah, different
keys. So your
inputs.
thumbs did the same thing but one side over or in
Yeah,
reverse,
that's it.
whatever.
It was really
They were
clever.
quite easy to memorise.
They were. What else is going on in 47
So
Prince? Black
communism's
Dahlia.
obviously heavy.
What's it?
Communism's taken off in a big way, obviously spreading
pretty-
everywhere,
It's pretty big at the
as
moment.
we know. So Truman,
Yeah.
President Truman, steins all the doctrines and everything.
He doesn't like a commie, does
So
he?
listen, he hates comics so bad, but he makes the CIA, the NSA, the
Jesus.
Department of Defense, the Air Force,
Fucking hell.
everything in this one doctrine, this like anti-communism. So it basically started
Shit.
the Cold War.
Yeah,
So
essentially.
what we know is America's strength and America's like fucking industrial,
That's when the
military-industrial
CIA
complex
started.
is all from here.
God damn. We've been near this era before.
Yeah, but obviously they existed
haven't.
before that. It was
Yeah.
like the same thing they were doing. They like brought it all together, sort of.
yeah,
thing, I think.
yeah. Gave it that official title and
Yeah.
that. And then a few years after, like 20 or so years after, JFK's just trying to rip it down. 15 years or so later.
Yeah, true.
Fl-
Oh, they
fr-
got busy, bro.
Yeah, the CIA got busy quick, bruv.
And also, here's a good one. Kenneth Arnold's sighting. So that's the first ever public UFO sighting. And
Ooh.
Roswell
Ooh.
happened this year.
In 47?
Yeah.
Roswell's 47? God damn, I heard, it's funny, I mentioned JFK a sec ago, and we mentioned Roswell right now. Check out our old episode about the JFK assassination. I believe that was last
Yeah.
week. Guess what I heard? A little new conspiracy this week.
What's that?
Marilyn Monroe was assassinated because she was going to hold a press
Yeah,
conference.
because she knew about UFOs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that one. I wanted to sound intelligent last week. Not bring it up.
I heard it this week and was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going with that.
yeah.
That's
that makes
fact now.
complete sense.
That's fact now.
That's exactly what you do to Paul Marilyn Monroe.
Yeah.
And like, come over here.
Whore her out and then teach her about
Yeah.
UFOs and be like, no one will believe you.
I've got a Polaroid, which is from this year, Polaroid cameras,
Yeah.
of a fucking alien. Marilyn, come have a look at that.
Yeah.
I get your tits out. Have you ever seen a limousine before, girl? I won't actually. Have you ever seen a limousine before?
Man, Roswell definitely happened this year. What else is going on?
AK-47 goes into mass
Of course
production.
it is. Of course it is the 47. Of
Yeah.
course, bruv. Yes.
Oh yeah, 47. Oh, dude.
That's fucking
Oh,
sick.
mate.
Yeah, man. Of course, that's fucking gangster. The when you positively gotta hurt every motherfucker in the room.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And it's like the symbol for like rebellion and
It's just the symbol for
communism
war for the
and
next
like yeah,
till
everyone
now.
the West has fought has had an AK in their hand.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's the exact, and it's the most made weapon of all time.
I think it is. Yeah,
There's more of them than anything,
yeah. Alexander Kalashnikov.
including pointy sticks.
What was his first name? I'm just guessing with Alexander.
Kalashnikov.
Just because of A. But it is Kalashnikov.
I think
know
he
that.
went by Kailash after a while. He just went right into it, got himself a gold one and a big chain. He must have been the most fucking soul. Like,
I think he ended up like
he must have been one of
retiring
the
to
top
the
engineers.
woods and hunting with an AK.
Sick.
Yeah.
Hunting anti-communist spies that were trying to take him down.
And I think he was out there hunting for his venison with an AK, just spraying the poor animal.
Yeah. Yeah, mate, imagine. It's not even single shot and like made for it.
Now, I guess you can put it on single shot. If you can't, I'm sure he could make it so it could, because he invented the fucking thing.
But this is also the year Elizabeth and Philip get married. Our
Oh, is
previous queen, yeah.
Our previous queen and her cousin.
So, yeah. And her cousin? Yeah, exactly that. A German cousin.
Second cousin, something like that. Something still not, shouldn't be allowed. Still not on. Not cricket
Still
at
ain't
all.
right.
Oh, we're talking of which, saying not cricket. What I sent you the other day.
Oh yeah. That's out of order.
No, it's not out of order. It's a good thing. It's that cricket has finally made it so that trans athletes, like girls, geezers, can't play in women's cricket. That's a good thing.
Oh, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Oh, I can't remember what we
They're
watched.
They're the first sporting league to turn around and go, no.
I swear
No.
college sports are doing that. Oh, but that's state
Probably a
by
few.
state in America, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's state by
So
state.
it's not the actual agency.
It's not the governing body.
education, yeah.
Whereas cricket has turned around and gone, no, we're
Nice
not doing it.
cricket.
So the term "that's not cricket" it's got another new meaning.
Yeah, true. So like, anyone that you watch that still allows it, that's not cricket.
That's not cricket. Yeah,
It's absolutely not cricket.
not cricket at all. So that saying already was in my fucking vocab. It's going to get chucked around out of my lexicon a lot more, bruv. Should we start this timeline?
Let's get time lined up.
Are
dog.
you about to learn? Like you'll
I don't
be
know
shocked.
shit.
You'll be shocked, and again, not to sound.
All I know is that land is Jerusalem. It rightfully belongs. We have as much claim.
You know,
The Crusaders were there for just as long as anyone else.
yeah, exactly. If we
At least they
wanted,
didn't fumble it. Have you read the Bible? The Israelites keep fumbling it. Someone needs to step in.
again, once again, not to sound like like I'm sitting here saying, "Oh, we're such a big bad guy," because as much as I know the British Empire were a bad guy, I do love us. We did all right. You know
This
what I mean?
is kind of the end of the bad guy as well.
But it is kind of the end of the bad guy.
Say
But
good night to the bad guy.
this is us saying good night, and what a good little good night. Because I'm going to put it out, bruv. The current problem in the Middle East is entirely our fault. We
Yeah.
even still celebrate one of the things which isn't as well known in massive media, which by a beloved film that's still loved to this day. In fact, it's a film that's in like national museums for how fucking important people think it
What's
is.
that?
You're gonna
Oh,
learn
don't
today.
tease me. Come on, let's get to it.
So I stole this little part because some geezer I watched who wrote a history of this part. He did a really good little thing where he's talking about the civil war in Palestine and Israel. So are some people, and it's a conflict as old as modern civilization. Are some others, and it's a conflict as old as time itself. The mainly Jewish nation and state of Israel and the Islamic modern region of Palestine, sometimes called a stateless nation, have been locked together in a struggle for longer than any living person can remember. So it's all kicking off again at the moment. It's another reason why it's a touchy subject for us to go about. And once again, bruv, in our lifetime, it's reached a vicious pitch. In order to explain the long legacy of violence and mutual alienation that have led us to this week's episode date moment, we're going to proceed with a focus on the creation of the modern state of Israel, starting back with the Zionist movement in 1800s.
Yeah.
So I felt like if we're going to talk any trash today, we're going to have to be real careful, because people are going to get real sad and real mad. Real sad and real mad. So, I think as long as we just keep saying Zionists and terrorists, we're clearly talking about bad guys, right?
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much of a bad guy.
Well, one man's...
Either of them are, depending on how bad the first one is. If we're going to have to talk in code, this is going to get difficult.
Well, the bad guy which says goodnight in this,
Oh, no.
which was us, the British Empire, we really, we're the real bad guy in all of this, honestly, bro, when I get through. So, choosing the starting point for this week's episode took laser focus as well. It's not true, but, it was difficult, because this is what I was mentioning. Some guy did this. We could take this as far back. You could start in the histories described by Jewish religious texts and talk about the destruction of the kingdom of Israel and the expulsion of the Israelites, either as it's told by the Hebrew Bible or as it went down in 700 BC at the start of what's called the Assyrian captivity. We could start with the conquest of Alexander the Great, or the revolts of Bar Kokhba, or the survival of Jewish culture in Galilee. We could start with the First Crusade and the formation of the Kingdom of Jerusalem in the year 1099, with the final expulsion of the Crusaders 200 years later. I just like that little intro.
Yeah.
I thought it was nice. There's so much
It's,
rich,
yeah,
important
it's
history.
all there.
Yeah,
This is literally the beginning of civilization.
yeah. Where we are looking at today.
Mm.
But this modern problem that we're going through, we're looking at that. How has this modern conflict kicked off?
Because.
But
of
here's the thing.
Crusades.
The 1947, our date in history, all goes back to, I feel like, we could start it in 1834.
Yeah, because, like, basically, no takesies backsies. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, yeah, but read this old fucking 4 billion-year-old text. My
Yeah.
people used to live here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I live here now. Like,
Yeah.
you just saw what happens in World War Two.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to have wars for things like this.
Yeah, yeah. People take shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of how it goes.
It's not just like, yeah, I was here, come on.
Yeah.
Get out of my seat. Yeah,
Yeah.
my seat.
Yeah. Once you lose your seat, do
Yeah,
you know
you're
what I
just
mean?
renting it, bitch. Come on.
Yeah, that's it. Once you lose your seat, that's it, innit? It's not like you come back into a concert
Yeah.
and you're like, I was standing there, bruv.
That's why you got to think the Crusades. That's where we actually claimed it. It is.
You just said no takesies backsies.
Yeah, but we claimed it there. We're the last owners of it. Then it was just in ruin under the hordes.
No, then the Turks and the Ottomans, and then so that's why after World War One, it's a big fucky. Really, everyone thinks Israel and Palestine's a big fucky after World War Two. Yeah, it's not. It's World War One that's the big fucky for it.
Yeah.
But like I said, I'm going to start our timeline in 1834. The reason I'm doing that is because this is Ottoman rule leading to a peasants' revolt that some historians could consider to be the first expression of the entity that would eventually become Palestine, that back then was called Ottoman Syria.
Yeah.
So
So
there's
Syria was spread all the way across from the Assyrian Empire
That's
and all
it.
that, and then
That's
Ottomans took over everything.
and there's a little revolt in 1834 which some people believe is like, because obviously that's Turkish, the Ottoman Empire, right?
Yeah. Well, no, it's Ottoman.
We-
They adopted Turkish cultures much later. They were still cool.
Okay, but back then the area was like Western Syria and that they were a lot more Arabic than they were
Yeah.
the main part of the Turkish
Yeah.
Ottoman Empire. So this little revolt of them kicking off is some people believe really the first starting of a state of Palestine, all the way back in 1834, sorry. 13th of March, 1881. You wouldn't believe that there's a big event that happens in Russia that I think helps cause all of this modern problem. The assassination of Tsar Alexander II. He's killed.
Is it a fake one?
No, it's not one of the fake ones which we spoke about. He's killed by a Jewish fella.
Okay.
And in 1881 to 1882 is the Russian pogroms. Do you know much about a pogrom?
Nah.
So a pogrom is the Holocaust times 9/11.
Oh shit! So what is that? I wish I was getting a maths to figure out 6 billion times 9/11.
But no, I don't think it was that number's right. But it was basically after that, Russia went wild. Like there's stories I've heard. I was listening to a few podcasts and documentaries talking about Jewish pogroms. They're wild. We're talking like the stories they say is people were going into like Jewish village and Jewish areas. They're slaughtering people.
What,
They're
Russia?
massacring. Yeah, in Russia. They're
Yeah,
slaughtering people. They're massacring people. There's reports of people like pulling fucking babies out of pregnant women and fucking killing
No,
the
there's
baby.
always
in the
reports of that.
Yeah, always. But you know, it's fucking wild. The pogroms were harsh.
There's reports of that just last week.
Yeah, in the fucking current places episode, eh? But yeah, so in Russia there was the pogroms. They were meant to, like I said, they're meant to be worse than the Holocaust. They were meant to be pretty fucking shitty.
Yeah.
And they happened all over Poland, all over the Eastern Europe.
Or is this
Russia was the
1800s?
main, 1800s. Russia was the main place it was kicking off for a good year, the 1881 to 1882. And I'm sure after that, people were still probably a little bit pissed. I'm sure the pogroms went on for a little longer than just a year. You know what I mean? In 1881 to 84, though, is the first Aliyah. Jewish immigrants, because of the pogroms, start moving to Palestine, then part of the Ottoman Empire, spurred by anti-Semitic violence in Eastern Europe. Back then, they even used to have like I can't even remember what they called it, But when the Jewish settlers were moving, they wrote a letter to the Ottoman Empire's government, and they said they called them my brother something. It was some biblical name. I can't even remember what the letter was. I should have fucking written it down. But it was like one of the Abrahamic names, and it's like, you're our brother of that name, yeah? It's actually these Europeans we're fucking scared of.
Yeah.
So they were running to the Arabs like, you need to save us from these crazy white folk. These crazy Christians are fucking slaughtering us. One of our boys capped their big fucking daddy, and they ain't happy. So they was actually running to the Arabs for security back in the 1800s. Go on.
No, I was just thinking, because I was just like actually on a little train on my own thought back then.
Yeah.
Just trying to be like, what if that, and then what if that, and what if that? Like, it's not worth talking about.
But yeah,
so
I find that
it's just ups and downs, isn't it? It's the same area all the time.
Yeah.
There was constant communication and like fucking agreement with everyone.
Yeah.
For ages.
Yeah.
Like, when was the last big thing? Like Alexander.
Yeah.
And the Ottoman takeover. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So it's always just
it's always like
messy.
People have just been fucking living there still.
Yeah, and just tearing and arguing over it. It's always just been that one spot in the world everyone wants. They just got to have it.
It's Corner, whatever it's called. You just turn up your soapbox in the middle.
Yeah. Speaker's Corner.
Really, is this one? No.
Yeah, but it's like the Speaker's Corner to try and get the ear of God.
AK, and they were like, "Sweet, we can really have this out now."
Hear this, clack, 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 clack. I'm speaking that on the corner. August 29th to the 31st of 1897 is the first Zionist Congress. It's held in Basel, Switzerland, led by Theodor Herzl, who is considered the father of modern political Zionism. The Congress formulated a Zionist platform known as the Basel Program and founded the Zionist organization. So, the WZO, they were calling for the establishment of a home for the Jewish people in Palestine or another suitable location. So after the pogroms, 15 years or so, a bit more, they're a bit upset, understandably.
Yeah.
They were a bit sad. They got together, started a movement officially of Zionism. It's a reference to one of the hills in ancient Jerusalem, if you didn't know, called Zion.
Yeah. Mount Zion.
That's it.
I've heard it in reggae songs.
That's the only reason I know about it. Now, for the less religiously inclined among our viewers, we can take a reasonable guess at your next question. Why is it so important that the Jewish state be established in this one spot? After all, in the late 1800s, there were plenty of beautiful, lush, sparsely places around the world where a few hundred Jewish settlers could have easily set up shop. But they want that Jerusalem, buddy.
They just want to walk in circles in the desert for like 40 years.
It is pretty wild as well. Why would you want Jerusalem when isn't it in the Bible? Because they don't believe in the Bible, of course.
Yeah, they're not into the New Testament.
No, they're not, are they? But as a Christian, I don't get it why evangelical Christians in the United States want a state of Israel. Because it's surely in the book of Revelations.
That's why they want it, because that's what they're armouring up for.
Fuck yeah. They want Jesus to come back that bad.
The CIA might just be the Christian intelligence agency, and they're lining it all up.
Just
they're like,
making
this
sure it
world
happens.
needs Jesus, and they're fulfilling all the prophecy everywhere.
I think he just cracks onto something, bruv. I think it is the Christian interruption agency.
Yeah. Or the opposite, they're trying to bring on the Antichrist, because that's the one that comes first, isn't it?
Of course it is. Elon Musk has just got a contract to help rebuild Gaza and Israel after the current bombing and that.
Yeah, he's not such a nice guy.
Oh yeah, I know that.
Like he's not a meme dude.
That's why he's not a meme. No, he's not. That's why I mentioned. That's why I just mentioned it because he mentioned the Antichrist. I just thought that's quite a
he's up there.
He's getting close, isn't he?
Yeah.
Putting chips in people.
Yeah,
he's getting close.
Yeah, he's getting really close. But what if he is a meme guy and he's just doing it for the meme?
Oh shit! Oh god, then props to him.
Yeah, he just wants to be a Death Note character, be able to wear Death Note cosplay outside and that.
In 1903, after the Zionist movement was made as well, I found this interesting. You had the Uganda scheme. Do you know about the Uganda scheme, bruv?
Nah.
Offered him Uganda.
Yeah, and Madagascar.
Yeah.
Hitler offered him Madagascar.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
Well,
I think so.
I can see why they didn't take it off of him.
So there's crocodiles there, you cunt.
The Uganda scheme was a plan to give a portion of East Africa protectorate to the Jewish people as a homeland. The offer was first made by British Colonial Secretary Joseph Chamberlain to Theodore Herzl's Zionist group. He offered 5,000 square miles in what is today Kenya. Back then was Uganda, I'm guessing.
Well, that's like way off. I'm just trying to think like the map in my head. Like it's close, but it's not very close. It's like, how could you do that?
But still, at the same time, like they got offered a bit of land, and they still didn't
that's
take
it. Because
It's rude.
it's the first time they got offered land. I bet through all the times the Jews been kicked out of places, this is the first time second time been offered land.
Okay, first time offered land by a mortal coil.
Goyle man.
Not a goy. I didn't say a goy. I said coil.
Neither did I.
That's right. You're allowed to say goy. We're goys.
I'm not a fucking goy.
Oh, according to them, we're goys.
I'm saved.
Yeah, no, I think.
They don't believe in the Messiah. They're fucking. I feel bad for them, man.
Yeah, but I still think you're a goy.
No, I'm a gentile.
Oh, you're a gentile.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
I'm pretty much close to the whole law, isn't it? I'd survive in a city at that time, I think.
Oh, okay.
With my beard
Okay.
and that.
Yeah, oh, yeah, definitely. So yeah, after the Uganda scheme, you got 1904 to 1914, the second Aliyah, a wave of Jewish immigrants, many of them socialist pioneers, start to settle in Palestine.
Motherfuckers.
Oh, what are they going over there for? Do you know what I mean? 1914,
Damn
stick to Russia.
socialism.
Stick to Russia then, boys. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, actually, telling that. Something else happened in 1914 on the 28th of June, do you know? It's a pretty big
Common
one.
revolution, is it?
No, it's a pretty big one. In Bosnia, there's assassination of a dude called Archduke Franz Ferdinand. It's a pretty important little event.
Yeah, that was a piss up. He didn't even mean to kill him or something. He was just
No,
out for a drink and he was like, dang, missed it. How am I ever going to... Whoa, there he goes. Pew!
yeah, that's true. He was out there meant to assassinate him. He fucked up and then was out for a drink afterwards.
Yeah.
And then Franz Ferdinand's car took a wrong turn in, and he was like, "Oh, wrong turn in by the pub boy." And yeah, capped him there. And that sort of kicks off the Great War, bruv. World War One,
Yeah.
big old war.
Big old war.
Now this is
Tanks versus horses.
tanks versus
Trench
horses,
warfare.
isn't it?
Muskets.
I heard someone
Dog shit all up your shoes. Fucking trench foot.
oh,
frostbite.
proper trench foot.
Wool.
Yeah,
Brass buttons. Freezing your cunt off.
I heard someone once refer to tanks as the first mechs. And I was
Yeah,
like, yeah, I'm
it
down
is.
now.
It's like,
No,
that's
down
like
for
robot
tanks.
wars.
Yeah, yeah,
They all look like tanks, basically, because
Yeah.
you need the geometry to make it hard.
yeah, that's it.
But like the next tank is going to be sat upright and have
Yeah.
arms,
Yeah,
and
it's
then
going to
they're
be
going
a
to get
bloke.
rid of the tracks and get legs. It is the evolution of
And
the
then
tank.
rocket boosters and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Mad.
Space tank.
But World War One's a disgusting little war. Pretty mucky. Like I said, there's a bit of dog shit everywhere.
There's a lot, and dead horses. Like
Yeah,
the smell of a billion dead horses,
eating rats.
and there's no radio. They're dependent on pigeons.
Oh, is there no radio yet?
I think there is, but not everyone has it. Pigeons are still
about.
heavy in World War 1 and 2.
Were they?
Yeah.
God damn.
That's the poppy I wear on my jacket, the National Pigeon Service.
Oh, you got a special pigeon one. Nice.
And it's got a Welsh flag. It's a
Yes.
proper, like, yarn poppy.
July to August, World War One begins. The Ottoman Empire enters the war on the side of the Central Powers: Germany, Austria, Hungary. So they've got control of Jerusalem at the moment. It's on the bad guys' side of World War One. We don't want it over there. October, the Ottoman Empire declares a jihad against the Allies, attempting to rally support from the Muslims.
Not that word.
That's what they threw
That
out.
fires people up. Think of a new word, guys, if you want to really...
Well, they were trying to G those boys up. They were like, "Come on, jihad, you love that. Let's go jihad those
It's not
guys."
good for, like, fucking PR, sorry.
Yeah, but that's the thing. It's like
It's not very media-friendly.
the guys who actually would call a jihad didn't like the other mateys
Whatever
calling
happened
for
to
a jihad.
fatwas?
Fatwas are a good one.
Fatwa is a fucking sick one
That
to
is a
say.
sick one. Salman
when they
Rushdie was the last geezer
Yeah.
with a fatwa, I remember.
Yeah, that's it. They used to say it all the time on the news.
Yeah.
Salman Rushdie.
Yeah.
Fatwa.
I used to be
Writer,
like,
fatwa.
is he that fat, really?
Yeah.
I've never seen a picture of him. It's mean news, guys. So yeah, at the start of 1915, in October 1915, a year after the Ottoman Empire declared their jihad, Hussein McMahon, or McMahon, correspondent Sir Henry McMahon, British High Commissioner in Egypt, begins exchanging letters with Sharif Hussein bin Ali, the Sharif of Mecca.
The Iron Sheikh. McMahon's trying to sign him early.
Sign him early, bro.
McMahon is sending him a
Sending him
promotional
letters
WWE letter.
straight to Mecca, discussing Arab independence in exchange for Arab support against the Ottomans.
Nice. Good idea.
Yeah. And in December 1915, the Treaty of Darien is concluded between the British government...
Bobby Darin.
Shit. It is actually spelt the same way as well. The Treaty of Darien is concluded between the British government and Sharif of Mecca, promising Arab independence in return for Arab uprising against the Ottoman Empire.
Nice. Pay for the old fatwa up.
Well, gave him a little Uno reverse on the
Yeah.
jihad, didn't we?
Yeah, is that
The
don't ever try to jihad me. You better jihad them.
you better jihad them so hard. And they did. They jihaded the fuck out of them. Because in June 1916, the Arab revolt begins with the leadership of Sharif Hussein's sons, Faisal and Abdullah, against Ottoman rule in the Hijaz region.
Nice.
And in July, the Arab forces capture the strategic port city of Akbar from Ottomans, making a significant early success. And all during that, all of these Arab uprisings, it's the British government backing them. When they're taking the port cities, we're even riding our naval ships alongside their raids and fucking bombing the cities for them.
Nice.
We're fully...
They're just like cannon fodder, and we got an actual warship. We won't get off.
Yeah. But we're just boom, 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 and then you guys go in. We're literally 100% just using these geezers to take those lands and fuck with the Ottoman Empire during World War One. In December, the British and Arab forces advanced into Sinai, capturing important territories for the Ottomans. So this whole time, this is where I start being like, look, this is our fault. World War's going on. We want that land.
World War One era, and it's like
we want that land. We want that.
Yeah.
We want that whole area. We want to fuck with the Ottomans mainly more than we want that land. I think. I don't know. And we created a nice, hot, steamy pie. Yeah. We started it with this Arab revolt. This is the movie I was talking about as well. I've never seen, but I know it's all about that era and this era and those battles. Lawrence of Arabia.
Oh yeah.
It's all about how us
Yeah.
during World War One took the Arab lands and helped back up the Arab revolts and helped those guys take all this land
Of
before.
course it is, yeah.
Yeah, before we fucking then
I'm
went.
going to really enjoy that this Christmas. Because it's all going to make sense.
But yeah, that's World War One. Us taking it off the
Nice.
Ottomans and giving it to them, all them chavies. So that's, I think, in my opinion, this modern mess. That's the start of it. It's us funding jihads in the Middle East like we do.
Yeah. Then we taught the Arabs how to get good at it.
Yeah.
And then we're like, hey, yeah.
And now have these guys who you've been religiously at war with move in as well.
Yeah, the whole reason we did this was to introduce you to your best friend ever. And he's going to live right next door, okay?
In fact, he's going to live in your house. You move out.
Yeah. He really likes your vineries and that and your olive groves. If you could just fuck off somewhere.
Maybe to that open air prison down the road.
Yeah,
fuck
maybe
off down
what
there.
about in the desert? You love it, you're rustic. Some of you might be Bedouin, go on. Get the fuck out of it.
Exactly that, bro.
You fucking donkey, get the fuck out of it now! He just switched up to like, do you want to be nice?
That's what Britain did, bro, with that cunt down the pub.
Yeah, just that guy.
1917, March, the Russian Revolution leads to turmoil in the war, affecting allegiances and strategies. April, the United States enter World War One on the side of the Allies. November 1917 is another important one. So, World War One's finished by this point, right? I think. Either way, it doesn't matter. We're still causing hot messes over there, yeah? Guess what we did in November 1917?
What?
A little thing called the Balfour Declaration.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so we've created that hot mess in the Middle East, and the Balfour Declaration is issued by the British government. It expresses support for a national home for the Jewish people in those new territories we just gave to another religious group. We just fucking armed to the teeth, gave them Lawrence and the boys, and said, fucking have at it.
Yeah.
And then 3 years later, we're like, and now we're moving these chavies in.
Yeah.
It complicates the situation regarding
Was that like a fucking Prime Minister changeover or something?
I'm not sure how exactly how it went down. Like, if it was a Prime Minister switchover, but I've got one little fact for you. I'm sure you do know this, but who was the Balfour Declaration addressed to, bruv?
Don't know, actually.
Do you not know?
No.
This might get us in trouble, just because it's going to go with a conspiracy theory people don't like. Addressed to Lionel Walter Rothschild.
Oh, yeah. Fuck, of course it was. Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Red Shields.
If you were wondering why crazy conspiracy people sometimes might sound a bit naughty and bad,
yeah,
because this one name keeps popping up on some shit which is pretty fucking causing.
Keep popping up. Like, why don't the Zionists just live in Israel?
1918 to 1922. The British take control of Palestine following the defeat of the Ottoman Empire in World War One. So that 1918, it ends. We finally got. So look, the war's not even over, and we fucking writ the Balfour Declaration. It's rude, bruv.
Yeah,
it's proper rude.
So once we get finished with this, anyway.
Yeah, you can have it.
Sort it out.
You boys move in. Those geezers with the beard, don't worry about them.
Yeah,
we'll have a word with them. Lawrence will have a word with them. 1920, San Remo Conference, the League of Nations grants Britain the mandate over Palestine, incorporating the Balfour Declaration and the idea of a Jewish homeland in the mandate. 1st of May 1921 to the 7th of May 1921, Arab-Jewish tensions escalate with violent clashes in the Jaffa riots. No cakes about, which began as a confrontation between two Jewish groups. What the Jaffa Cake riots are about is on the night of 1st of May 1921, the Jewish Communist Party, of course it's them causing problems.
Fucking hell.
Do you know what I mean already?
Damn commies.
They've only just got the place and commies are already fucking it up.
Yeah.
They started distributing Arabic and Yiddish flyers calling for the toppling of British rule in Palestine.
Fucking... Right, the end of feeds or what? You ungrateful little cunt! You get out as well!
The party announced its intention to parade from Jaffa. An establishment of a Soviet Palestine. The party announced its intention to parade from Jaffa to neighbouring Tel Aviv to commemorate May Day. On the morning of the parade, despite a warning to the 60 members present from one of Jaffa's most senior police officers, Tawfiq Bey al-Sid, who visited the party's headquarters, the march headed from Jaffa to Tel Aviv through the mixed Jewish-Arab border neighbourhood of Manshia. Another large May Day parade had also been organised for Tel Aviv by the rival socialist group of Adut Havoda Group, with official authorisation. When the two processions met, a fist fight erupted.
We're not the fucking People's Liberation Front. We're the People's Liberated Front of Judea.
It's exactly it's one of them, bruv.
You're not fucking socialist.
We're not fucking it's just literally two extreme versions of socialism. Just commies causing a problem. Yeah. The first big problem.
There are always fucking problems. I hate commies.
Hearing the gunshots, fighting, and believing the Arabs were being under attack, the Arabs of Jaffa went on the offensive.
So they're fighting among themselves, made them think they're attacking.
Yeah.
What a bunch of retards. I hate this is what always happens with commies.
So, the two Jewish communist groups were having a little fist fight, over a little argument over fucking semantics of, their ideology. And then it spooked a few Arab geezers, and they started pulling for the pistola, bruv.
Yeah.
Dozens of British, Arab and Jewish witnesses all reported that Arab men bearing clubs, knives, swords and sub-pistols broke into Jewish buildings and murdered their inhabitants, while women followed to loot. They attacked Jewish pedestrians and destroyed Jewish homes and stores. They beat and killed Jews in their homes, including children, and in some cases split open the victims' skulls. The riot was...
Check for coins.
No, this was Arabs doing this after the... Because they got spooked.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. There's like myths about like Borat and that thinks it's coins in the head and that.
Oh, you weren't playing on the stereotype. So the riot resulted in the deaths of... See, this is... The detail I just read out, right, the notes. I need to re-edit my own notes sometimes, bruv. From the source I took there, it is very like, they attacked Jewish pedestrians, yeah? So it sounds like the Arabs went on a mental one, doesn't it?
Yeah, it always does.
The riot resulted...
I've heard that exact story, but in like 300 different countries.
Yeah. The riot resulted in the deaths of 47 Jews and 48 Arabs. If the Arabs went on such a rampage, how'd they get more numbers dead?
Yeah, they die.
You know what I mean?
They're just having so much fun. They had such a nasty look on their face. They stayed like that. They turned to stone.
146 Jews and 73 Arabs were wounded, and hundreds more were made homeless. All because some commies. All because some commies had to kick off over fucking details, bro.
Commies are the worst, bro.
Yeah. Zionist commies as well.
Oh, mate. Imagine how fucking entitled they are.
Oh.
That's like the ultimate gentrification.
That's the ultimate.
The fucking commies turn up and ruin everything.
Ultimate entitlement, bruv, is a Zionist communist, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, because it's not only everything that you own belongs to us, it's also this land is 100% my land given to me by God.
Yeah. To divide out amongst only God's people. You're not God's people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're commies.
Oh, mate, that is the ultimate fucking privileged is a Zionist. Oh, mate.
That's the ultimate privilege.
Yeah.
No one ever says that out loud.
23rd to the 29th of August 1929, the Western Wall riots. You know about the Western Wall?
Yeah, yeah.
Bit of a loud wall. A few people praying on it and that. It's a holy site for Jews and had been a source of contention between Jewish and Arab communities. Rumours spread that Jews were planning to take control of the site or alter the status quo, leading to the heightened religious tensions. Clashes erupted at the Western Wall when Jewish worshippers raised a screen, leading tensions between the Jews and Arabs.
Shit.
Reacting to rumours that 2 Arabs had been murdered by Jews. It weren't rumours, I double-checked the sources. It happened.
It happened.
Arabs started an attack on Jews in Jerusalem's Old City. The violence quickly spread to other parts of Palestine. 133 Jews were killed and 116 Arabs were killed.
Shit, son.
Kicking off again. 1933. Something big happens in 1933 in another part of the world, bruv. Little geezer gets in a charge in Germany.
Yeah. What's it? Charlie Chaplin.
Charlie Chaplin looking chap. Bit of a naughty geezer.
Horrid.
Yeah, Adolf Hitler, I think his name was.
What a jerk.
Big jerk off, bruv.
Have you seen that? Is it Norm Macdonald? Yeah, it's Norm Macdonald joke.
Yeah.
And he acts like all naive to Adam, and he's like, just started reading about this Adolf Hitler guy. yeah, just found out about him. What a jerk.
He is a knucklehead, bruv. He's 100%.
He's the knucklehead.
A knucklehead geezer. And, his rise to power, for some reason, leads to a rise in Jewish immigration to Palestine, funnily enough. 1836 to 1839, before the World War II. Oh, that's a little bit of a fucking spoiler. The Arab Revolt of 1936. Palestinian Arabs protest against British policies and Jewish immigration. Few Jews coming in from Europe at the moment. They ain't happy about it. They're concerned about the increase in immigration numbers and land purchases. They perceive this as a threat to their economic well-being and land ownership, especially during the time of economic depression.
Can't be doing that. That's rude.
It is rude.
When would you ever say that? Especially don't say that if you're Irish. Shut up.
April 1936, Arab strike and protests. A general strike was called by Arab leaders, accompanied by protests and demonstrations across Palestine. The strike aimed to express discontent with British policies and Jewish immigration. So they're really kicking off now. The protests have started. In June, they fucking form the Arab Higher Committee. The Arab leaders, Haj Amin al-Husseini, established the Arab High Committee to coordinate the revolt, represent the Arab interests. A month later, in July, the violence is escalating, bruv. These initial protests, they're turning into full-on fucking
Still
violence.
British Empire at this point, though, isn't
Still
it?
British Empire.
What are they doing? They're dragging their feet.
Yeah, we're just sort of like, don't think we really want to be there. And the Arabs are actually revolting at us. They're revolting at the British authority there. A bit going after the Jewish communities a bit as well, because it's the immigration they don't want. But they're pissed at us as well. They're a big mad at us. I think Lawrence has already left by now.
Yeah, so we haven't even changed up and started supporting the Jew yet.
No. Well, I think, no, we already have, because we've already done the Balfour Declaration. We already fucking brought them all in. That's why the Arabs are pissed.
Yes, yeah.
The Arabs are pissed because we fucking bringing them in by the boatload. Moderate Arab leaders...
But it's not like a full team up. They haven't called it Israel and all that.
No, not yet. The Arab... what are they called? The Arab Higher Committee. They're also even executing like Arab moderates who are seen to be collaborating with the British as well. Yeah, they're going big, bruv. 1937 is the Peel Commission. In response to the unrest, the British government appointed the Peel Commission to investigate the causes of the violence and recommend a solution. Figure that one out, dickheads.
Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't have thrown in, all of this shrimp into the paella. Maybe we shouldn't. Maybe it's a bit fishy now. The Commission suggested the partition of Palestine into separate Jewish and Arab states. Two-state system.
Oh.
They fucking thought of it all the way back in 1937. Did they do it then? Did they fuck,
Did they ever want to do it?
1938-39, intensification of conflict. The revolt continues with increased intensity. Arabs are doing guerrilla attacks on the British, but the British counterinsurgency, we're also
being elite as always.
Yeah, we're still being pretty big on that. 1939, there's a bit of a big fucking kick-off in 1939. A little thing called World War II.
That'll stretch the military out.
Yeah, that'll cause some problems, especially going on when it's kicking off down that way. British White Paper. To address the escalating conflict, the British government issued the White Paper of 1939, which proposed restrictions on Jewish immigration and land purchases. Because we don't want it to kick off over there. We got some other shit to deal with. Maybe not let too many, Zionists over here and piss off our beardy friends. This policy shift was intended to appease Arab sentiments and help quell the revolt. 1939 is obviously the end of revolt. The outbreak of World War II causes that. The Arab High Committee is disbanded. Key leaders are arrested or go into exile. World War II will do that to you, bruv.
Yeah.
It's busy.
And it's also, you get all the surrounding lands.
Yeah.
You're all over the place. Your navy's active again.
Yeah.
You can start making crazy demands.
Yeah.
As the British Empire again.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you could make crazy demands, but I think it was just...
But I mean, like, it was all backed up.
Oh, yeah.
They cleaned it all up, got rid of everything all in 1 year, just because they're mobilised.
So during World War II, from 1941 to 1945, there was a bit of a thing that happened with a few Jewish people.
Yeah, that's what I think I was about to say.
Go on.
Do you reckon before World War II, the Arabs were like, no, I'm not having this. It's not like fuckloads of them just died in Germany or something like that. And they were like, no. Oh, well, okay.
Because, 1941 to 45, there's a little thing called the Holocaust.
Yeah.
Kind of a big deal for Jewish people.
Yeah.
Understandably. Kind of a big deal for Down syndrome people as well, but they don't fucking keep going on about it.
Yeah.
They just want another Capri Sun, bruv. Kind of a big thing for gypsies too.
Yeah.
I was at the Gypsy Memorial in Berlin for the Holocaust gypsy victims. And guess what? The gypsy tried to fucking steal money from me. No word of a lie. Funny shit.
true. It's good. They do love a tourist hangout.
They do love a tourist
Out of
hangout.
respect, you've got to let them.
I kind of felt bad. Maybe I should have just given it. Maybe she weren't
That's
mugging
their
me.
tradition.
Yeah. Fair. Maybe she weren't mugging me. Maybe she's just hanging out at the memorial. Like, yeah, no, don't pay respect to the statue. Pay respect to me, motherfucker.
Yeah. And also LGBT communities.
Yeah.
They were getting fucking bullied at the time.
They were getting a little bit bullied at the old
Give
Holocaust.
them their own island.
They got their own flag already.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
The six-coloured rainbow of the devil.
They got triangles and circles and shit in it now.
Oh yeah, they got fresh ones.
It's looking a bit Cuban, if you
They could
ask
get
me.
a couple islands then.
So, the Holocaust ends up causing, funny enough, sort of intensifies international support for a Jewish homeland, bruv.
Yeah, it would do, wouldn't it? It's a good PR scheme. I didn't realise that they'd started trying to get that beforehand.
Yeah, they had already been shipping them in, slowly and surely.
Wild.
Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like, where a lot of people think, especially our generation and people I know, have always been like, oh, yeah, we gave it to them after World War II and the Holocaust. No, he was already trying.
No, Rothschild had it signed off.
He had it signed off.
Like 100 years ago.
Yeah, bruv, he had it signed off like 25 years before World War II even kicked off. We were already fucking shipping them in. We already snatched it off the Ottomans. It's got Lawrence in there, and then, yeah.
Going down.
It weren't smart, bruv. It weren't smart. Not our best move as the British Empire.
Yeah.
By the end of World War II as well, we're fucked. We're done.
Yeah.
We're done. Cream
Everyone's
crackers, mate.
still on rations, bruv.
Yeah, for time. We're going back on them soon,
Like
trust me.
50s.
Post-World War II, 1945, World Zionist Congress. Zionist leaders press for increased Jewish immigration to Palestine. Rude, if you ask me, bruv.
Yeah, it's a bit excessive.
You know what I mean? But the world's going to be a bit empathetic towards these fellas after that.
It's definitely like... And Einstein's knocking about.
He is knocking about. Isn't it funny how they were empathetic
They offered him the
towards...
presidency, didn't they?
Did they?
I heard that rumour.
Nice. Isn't it weird that they were empathetic towards, like, the Zionist populations back then, but not towards gay people, like poor Alan Turing?
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I mean?
So give the Jews their own thing, but fuck you, Alan.
Yeah.
I didn't know you was gay. You might as well eat a poison apple, you dickhead. Get out of my office.
Isn't it? That's fucked up.
Well,
Real fucked up. 1945 to
should have
1946.
got her an island.
And you're saying that in support.
Yeah. Yeah, they would have bred and flourished and had like a...
1945 to 1946, the aftermath of World War II saw significant changes in the international. That's a good chance of of doing a Holocaust joke.
What's that?
It's just trying to make it somehow, because I've been thinking about writing a new joke. I really like misdirection jokes. So like like misdirection jokes where you think they're saying something horrible. Like I was watching this other comic recently, and he was like, it sounded like he was making like he was talking about how he loved growing up and going to different cultures, how his Ghanaian mate's mum treated him, how his Jamaican mate's mum treated him, and then he was like said some things. Oh yeah, my Jamaican's dad, mate's dad, he sort of left. I'm ruining this poor fella's joke. I was always around there, great music playing. It was a bit weird, smelled a bit funny. It gave me a bit of a headache. I'm kidding. His dad was never really there. But then the full misdirection was because he was out there working hard to pay for his two sons, and that was. I just like misdirection jokes, and you could do that really well with the Holocaust. Yeah, give them their own land, and make it about gay. There's something there. There's legs there, bro.
Yeah,
I like that.
I was thinking more. Imagine the train carriages.
Go on.
All the fucking gay dudes get put in a train carriage.
Oh,
that would have been fun.
They would have loved it.
They would have been organised as fuck.
Just guys having fun.
Yeah. Just dudes being bros.
1945 to 1946, the aftermath of World War II saw significant changes in the international political landscape. The Holocaust and the plight of Jewish survivors increased international sympathy for the Zionist cause. They're getting big numbers sent over to Palestine now.
Yeah, that's it.
Also happening this week, in the same year, it was November 29th, 1947. The United Nations General Assembly passes Resolution 181.
That's the big one.
It's a big one, bruv. Recommending the partition of Palestine into separate and Jewish and Arab states. So even back then, the UN thought of the two-party system, two-state system. Did they implement it?
No.
Did they fuck? Why the fuck not? Are these retards not doing shit even they're setting out to do?
Just fuck it. We're just trying to bring on the Antichrist.
Clearly, bro. Clearly. Jewish and Arab states with Jerusalem as an international city. The plan was accepted by the Jewish leadership but rejected by Arab leaders. Bastards. Yeah.
They're not like fucking scot-free and all this.
Yeah, no, they're not scot-free in all this. Both
Naughty
sides.
fellas.
Yeah, both sides have been fucking horrendous to each other, bruv.
Both sides suck.
Huh?
Both sides suck.
Both sides suck.
Last
major
time it was
testicles.
cool was Jerusalem. Kingdom of Jerusalem was the last time it was fucking really vibing over there.
When it was really popping off.
It was
Test
cool as
vote and all that
fuck.
shit. But like, it is like both, like we said here, both sides have sucked balls, and we backed both sides when we were big bad Britain,
Yeah, true.
didn't we? We created this hot mess. We both G'd up these two dickheads and then let them in the club to scrap.
Yeah, George should have fucking acted as the head of the church
Yeah,
and taken back Jerusalem.
just taking it back and being
Fuck
like, no,
World War II, I don't care. We're just going to focus all our efforts
we're gonna
taking Jerusalem.
gonna have it all to
And we'll work
ourselves.
from there.
So, boom, 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 November 30th, 1947, this week in history, bruv.
Yeah.
Arab leaders express vehement opposition to the partition plan. They're pissed about that fucking two-state system idea.
Yeah.
They argue that it violates the rights of the Arab majority in Palestine, and this is increasing tensions and the beginning of civil war in mandatory Palestine.
Shit, son.
December 1947, violence erupts immediately after the UN resolution. Violence erupted between Jewish and Arab communities. Attacks, reprisals, and counterattacks escalate, bruv. It's going back and forth. By January 1948, British withdrawal was announced. So just as it's really kicking off now,
Yeah.
British government go,
Anyway. Got your country in it? You alright? Right.
you guys sort this one, yeah? You guys have fun.
Yeah, it's your first bit of fucking foreign relations, isn't it? Good luck.
Have fun. February 1948, we're dicks for that move, aren't we?
Funny little move, though. That's like teaching someone wrong on purpose.
yeah. They'd be like, peace out. Enjoy that. February 1948, Arab League meeting. The Arab League met in Cairo and decided to intervene militarily if the UN partition plan was implemented. So now the Arab League are getting involved. March 1948 is the Deir Yassin massacre. The Irgun and Lehi Jewish paramilitary groups attacked the Arab village of Deir Yassin, resulting in a massacre. The incident heightened Arab fears and contributed to the displacement of Arab communities. 107 Palestinian Arab villages, including women and children, are killed in this massacre. April 1948, Haganah offensive. Haganah, the main Jewish defence force, launched the Operation Nachshon, an offensive to secure Jewish access to Jerusalem. If you notice as well, all the Jewish forces during this time, they're all just different gangs, bruv.
Yeah.
Like I mentioned 3 already in the past 2 notes. The Irgun and the Lehi, they're the guys who caused the Yassin massacre, and the Haganah are another main Jewish defence force. It's just paramilitary groups.
Paramilitary groups. Oh, right.
Just Jewish paramilitary groups knocking about Jerusalem. Loads of different Knights Templars, bruv.
Yeah.
Oy vey, Templars.
No, I can't. I'm not allowed.
Bruv, I was already thinking those must have been really difficult helmets to sculpt. Those great helms must have been. Do you know
And
what I
are
mean?
people meant to see your curly head? Would they have little holes to pop that out of?
What of a great helm, a Jewish great helm?
Yeah.
This is purely fantasy. We're not talking about what's happening at this point in history. We're talking about medieval times, aren't we? So
true,
it's totally
not
allowed.
true.
No, I'm saying it's totally allowed.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I don't know if we've got any Orthodox listeners. Write in.
Yeah.
Are you allowed your curly bits out of a great helm if you're sieging?
Yeah.
We'd need to know that.
Is it like necessary?
Yeah,
Are they supposed to be seen?
yeah,
Why are they curly then?
yeah. And
Is my question.
was there ever a Jewish blacksmith who made some?
Yeah.
Actually, I've seen some helms with a good point on them. So,
Yeah.
May 14th, 1948, is the Declaration of the State of Israel. May 14th, 1948. David Ben-Gurion declares the establishment of the State of Israel.
Yeah, boy.
May 15th, 1948, once the State of Israel was made, is the Arab invasion following the Declaration of Independence. Neighbouring Arab states, including Egypt, Jordan, Syria, and Iraq, invade Israel. I'm going to end it there today, bruv.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to end it, because I think that's pretty much the hot mess that carries on. We've got over an hour today. I do have some more notes. I could take us all the way up to modern day, but I feel like that'll take a while.
Yeah.
And we'll get hotter and messier.
True.
And a little bit more personal and close
This
contact.
is just like the background. This is what it's actually about.
This is what it's actually about. Britain fucking got in there, fucked it up rotten, and then threw a load of shit in there and went, you guys fucking deal with it.
But I've heard a lot of people saying recently, like, when was Palestine ever a Palestine? It's never had rule, it's never had a law, it's never had like a government.
Yeah, that's one I hear a lot. And like I said, people are like, oh, it wasn't Palestine before. Well, it wasn't Palestine before. The same way that fucking California wasn't California before. The same way that Texas wasn't Texas before.
Yeah, but it wasn't Bedouin tribes and all that there, was it?
Yeah, there was like Arabs,
Indians.
Bruv, it was like fucking. It was already states. It was already a place. It was just Western Syria. That's all.
Yeah, true. Actually, yeah, the big Syria
That's
region.
all. It was just the big Syrian region of the Ottoman Empire. Oh, Palestine isn't a thing. What, you think it just fucking magically sprouted out of the ground?
Yeah.
Fuck off. It's always been there.
Nah.
There's always been people who have lived there.
Nah, it's like fossils. The devil put it there. You're just forgetting history. It's not a real thing.
But you see what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
That's such a benign comment to me when people have made that. Well, it wasn't
No, it's
always
been getting me fired up. I watch a lot of like American right-wing media, and they're really on board with it.
Yeah, but their history lessons suck, bruv.
Yeah.
Their history school is, we did slavery, sad, sad, sad.
Yeah, but I mean, like their news media, the right-wingers love Israel.
Yeah, they do. I don't get that either. If they're meant to be Christian, you don't want JC to come back back, bruv. Of course it's all the lobbying.
It's all the lobbying, dude.
Of course it's all the lobbying.
They deny Christ and just fucking don't give a fuck. It's like, it fucks everything.
But yeah, if you want to blame anyone for paragliding being probably the worst extreme sport now,
Blame Alexander the Great.
No, it's British Empire's fault, bruv. We made this hot mess, and I'm willing to go with it. I'm also thinking, I'm starting to blame us for a lot in history, but not in like a white man bad kind of way, just kind of we fucked some shit up. Like China's pissed at the West,
Or
they?
like, the way I like to see it is what a bunch of pansies. Back in my day, we had a fight and we shook hands and we had a drink together. You know what I mean?
But like, China's pissed at the West. The whole fentanyl crisis going on.
Yeah, we have fucked it royally.
And why are China exporting fentanyl to the rest of the world and kind of pissed at the rest of the world?
Because we gave them the idea.
Because we gave them the idea and opium them the fuck up in the 1800s. So that's one of the major problems going on now today, which is kind of the British Empire's fault. And then Israel, which everyone's just learned is kind of the British Empire's fault.
I guess the Soviet Union is like America's fault, like the ex-Soviet states and all that shit going on.
That's the US's
That's more
fault.
America-y.
And
CIA stuff.
Whose fault is America?
But Africa as well.
That's everyone's fault.
Britain and Europe fucked Africa.
That's everyone's fault.
So we gave it now to China, who hates us.
Yeah, who hates us. And then they're fucking sucking blood from it too.
What a bunch of divs.
We fucked
this
it, didn't
is
we?
the stupidest thing.
But also America, they're fucking shit a lot, and we kind of made them, so also again our fault.
Yeah. Same day, Paris Treaty.
Yeah, there you go. November 30th is England's fuck up day.
And it was like them two. Oh no, it wasn't. But actually, yeah, Queen Anne failed a siege.
Yeah.
November 30th.
Yeah.
Didn't
we lose in a game to Scotland that day? The first ever international game of football.
The first ever international game of football was lost by England.
Yeah. Shit day for England, November 30th. We keep fucking up.
And it was cold as fuck.
It's cold as fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah, bruv. We need to sort it out.